Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're doing something incredibly exciting. We are putting together a truly spiritual explainer, one that decodes thousands of years of ancient wisdom and turns it into a highly practical roadmap for your mind and spirit. If you've ever thought that these ancient texts, stuff written thousands of years ago, are just, dusty historical records, well, prepare to have your perspective entirely shifted. Right off the bat, we've got to ask ourselves a massive question. What does it actually mean to be a truly devotional soul? I mean, is it just about going through the motions and following rituals? Or is there a much deeper psychological framework going on? To answer that, we're diving into the Rigveda. But here's the twist. We aren't treating it as a history lesson. Nope. We're looking at it as an intricate, masterfully designed map of our inner spiritual life. It's literally a guide to the struggles, the victories, and the awakenings that every single seeker goes through. Okay, so let's jump straight into this foundational Sanskrit text, the Rigveda. On the surface, sure, it reads like a bunch of ancient hymns praising these massive, overwhelming forces of nature. Raging fires, chaotic storms, sweeping rivers, the breaking dawn. But beneath all that, it brilliantly takes these intense external forces and turns them into deeply personal metaphors for our very own spiritual awakening. The storms aren't just weather, they're the turbulence inside our own heads. And the fire, it's not a campfire, it's our drive. But wait, before we really start trekking through these metaphors, we absolutely have to redefine a core concept here, yajna. Now, yajna is very often translated as a literal physical fire ritual or sacrifice, but the text reveals it as something so much more profound than that. It's the ultimate metaphor for selfless action. It's the supreme spiritual duty of taking our inner work, our everyday struggles, our personal growth, and dedicating it all to a higher purpose. It's literally about the purification of the mind itself. Armed with that understanding, our journey actually kicks off by striking a match with the very first hymn of the text, which invokes Agni. Now, historically speaking, Agni is the fire deity. But for a devotional soul, this invocation is step one of the awakening. Because think about it, you can't start a journey in pitch darkness, right? And you definitely cannot begin an inner transformation without a spark. I praise Agni, the chosen priest, God, minister of sacrifice, the Hotar, lavishest of wealth. Look at how Agni is described there as the chosen priest. We aren't talking about a guy in a robe here. This is that initial, powerful spark of pure faith that ignites our spiritual practice. It's that quiet but persistent voice inside you that says, I want to be better. I want to understand more. I want the truth. That voice, that is your Agni. So the absolutely crucial point here is that without this initial burning desire for truth, our own inner Agni, the spiritual journey just flat out cannot begin. It is the fuel of pure intention. You could literally have all the instruction manuals in the entire world, but if that inner fire isn't lit, the engine of your mind simply won't turn over. It is the absolute non-negotiable foundation for the devotional soul. But let's be totally honest with ourselves. Maintaining that fire, it is incredibly hard. Someone cuts you off in traffic, your alarm doesn't go off, you get distracted on your phone, life constantly gets in the way. Which brings us to the next phase of the devotional soul's day, navigating life's relentless struggles by calling upon a completely different force, Indra. If Agni is the spark of intention, Indra is the raw, kinetic, unstoppable energy you need to protect that spark from getting blown out by the turbulent winds of daily life. The verse calls him Indra, the destroyer of strongholds, the fierce protector in battles. Notice the language there. A thunderous warrior, a destroyer of strongholds. Now sure, it sounds exactly like an ancient battle chronicle, but remember the lens we're using. This is an inner map. The real, literal battleground here is the human mind. Metaphorically, we're not talking about physical battles against rival tribes. This is the devotional soul's daily, gritty fight against our own inner demons. I mean, what are these strongholds that need destroying? They're our own ignorance, our deep-seated apathy, our anxieties, and our fears. These are incredibly heavy, restrictive forces that are constantly trying to extinguish our inner fire. And honestly, they require a fierce, totally uncompromising energy to defeat. To win this mental battle, the seeker invokes Indra's limitless energy and his famous weapon, the thunderbolt or Vajra. This thunderbolt represents a sudden, striking flash of sheer willpower and determination. It's what we use to violently shatter these inner obstacles, totally breaking through the walls of our own limiting beliefs so we can secure what the text calls spiritual wealth. It's an intense, highly active phase. But hey, you can't fight forever, right? Once those inner battles finally calm down and the heavy debris of our apathy and ignorance gets cleared away, the soul naturally transitions into a much quieter, way more receptive space. That intense warrior energy recedes with a massive sigh of relief, and the seeker now reaches out for profound wisdom from Saraswati. The ancient text highlights her as a purifier of the mind, a provider of spiritual nourishment, an awakener of supreme intellect, and an inspirer of truthful speech. This perfectly captures her multifaceted nature. In the ancient world, Saraswati was seen as a mighty river, but to the devotional soul, she is the divine river flowing right through our very consciousness. She washes over that internal battlefield we just left behind, purifying our thoughts, giving us spiritual nourishment, and ultimately waking up our intellect and inspiring us to speak the truth. As the Rigveda states, Saraswati awakens our intellect and illuminates all thoughts. What this really means is that true devotion isn't just about blind faith, and it definitely isn't just a raw, muscular struggle against your personal flaws. It absolutely requires the luminous, crystal clear clarity of intellect that Saraswati provides. It's about actually knowing why you're on this journey, understanding the truths you uncover, and having the mental clarity to integrate them into your everyday life. Putting them side by side really shows off this beautiful, deeply necessary balance built into the psychology of the Rigveda. To be a fully realized devotional soul, we absolutely need both of these forces. We need Indra's fierce, dynamic strength to smash down the walls in our way and protect our path. But just as importantly, we need Saraswati's gentle, illuminating grace to actually understand the truth once that path is clear. It's the perfect synergy of action and reflection. Okay, so we've sparked our intention with Agni, we've fought through the dark with Indra, and we've cleared our minds with Saraswati. All of this intense inner work finally culminates in the most breathtaking moment of the entire spiritual journey, the arrival of Usha, the dawn. This is it. This is the moment everything has been building toward. The verse simply says, "The radiant dawn has risen, bringing light to the darkness." The passages describing Usha are widely considered to be some of the most stunningly poetic in the entirety of the Rigveda. They capture the literal, visual majesty of a sunrise, yes, but far more importantly, they capture the metaphorical awakening of human consciousness. It is that exact moment when the massive aha happens, when all your confusion just evaporates in the face of sudden, radiant clarity. This represents a totally profound shift in our consciousness. The night is our previous state of ignorance, our spiritual slumber, and that heavy darkness we just had to fight through. In beautiful contrast, the dawn, Usha, represents ultimate enlightenment, a sudden realization, and this boundless, totally welcoming light that changes the entire landscape of our mind. Usha is depicted as this radiant force that effortlessly pushes back the heavy darkness. Where Indra had to smash strongholds with a literal thunderbolt, Usha, she simply arrives, and the darkness naturally flees. In doing so, she metaphorically opens the doors of perception for all of humanity, allowing us to finally see the world and ourselves exactly as we truly are, without a single illusion. And here's the crucial part. This realization isn't passive. She doesn't just bring a beautiful light for us to sit and stare at. She brings vibrant, buzzing life. Just like the morning sun wakes up the birds and the animals, this spiritual dawn inspires the newly awakened soul to step forward into the world. It's a call to action. But this time, it's an action infused with renewed purpose, absolute clarity, and immense joy. This dawn is the ultimate reward. It is the pure state of grace and clarity that follows the long, dark, often incredibly difficult nights of our spiritual journey. It absolutely proves that the intention of Agni, the struggle of Indra, and the deep study of Saraswati were entirely worth it. It is the beautiful moment the devotional soul is fully realized. But, the true brilliance of the Rigveda is that it grounds us. It acknowledges this isn't just a one-time magical event. Just as the physical sun rises and sets every single day without fail, the spiritual journey is cyclical. Tomorrow, the devotional soul will wake up and must once again consciously rekindle its fire, face entirely new daily battles, seek out fresh wisdom, and welcome the light all over again. It is a lifelong practice of continuous, beautiful renewal. So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to turn this ancient wisdom back over to you. We've mapped out the incredible journey of the devotional soul, but hey, the map only matters if you actually walk the path. I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. In your own life right now, what dawn are you waiting for? And more importantly, how are you going to nurture your own inner fire to ensure you finally reach it today?